Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the UCL Corner, your weekly UEFA Champions League podcast. We are reaching the finals. The drums. The big stage of the competition is coming, and we're going to talk about it all episode long. Guys, pleasure to be with you. How are you guys?
Same, very good.
Very good.
Anxious for the final?
Yes.
No.
No! Come
No.
on, bro.
I mean, there's no team that. What do you want me to say? I do really. It's not that I don't care, but I don't want City to win and I don't want Inter to win. So.
No, I'm pretty nervous about the final.
This is something I want to discuss before we get to the more serious part. Is it a boring final to you guys? Because I mean, we've talked about it before, like being the anticipated final. Some of you think it's already decided.
Do you know
Do you
the
think it's
meme?
boring
If I
final?
speak, I'm in. Yeah.
So yeah,
That was a yes.
come on.
Yes, that was a yes.
All right. I think
I mean,
that
I
was
don't
it.
know if it's going to be boring. I mean, they still have supporters, so for them it's not gonna be boring. But I think for the wide audience, there could have been a more interesting final. I think.
Yes.
Such as.
I mean, for me, to be honest, it's also about the fact that it's City. You know, this like really ruins it. So, like, I would have wished to just not only because I would have liked Real to go through, but just to have a more traditional final with two clubs with. I mean, City has history too, but not the City we know today. So, yeah, it's. I'm just not really into it.
Plastic Club.
Yeah, but if we look in a positive way, there can be a more boring final than Liverpool Tottenham.
City.
Yes.
City,
No, but I
that
think
was-
it's-
I'm
yeah,
on it.
yeah,
You have
but-
a strong case here.
But Liverpool Tottenham was the most
No, but I
boring
think-
final I've
Liverpool
ever seen.
Tottenham-
Definitely, it was the most boring final I think I've watched in my whole life. But the difference is that you never know on how the final will go. We can be surprised and the game will be insane. But just from the names of the clubs and my interest, my personal
Makes
interest,
sense, yeah.
it's just not it.
Imagine a 4-3.
Yeah.
Crazy game, you know.
Yeah.
like-
For me, just important that Man City wins, and that's it.
I wanted to ask you this: how is your relationship
I-
with Inter?
If you remember, I told you like 1 month and a half ago, in the same year, if I see Napoli wins the title, and that happened, and Inter win the Champions League, I go to Gran Via and jump down the website.
Don't forget about AS Roma and Fiorentina. You can have
Oh.
all clubs. all
Actually,
Italian clubs.
I support them in the finals, but
Oh.
not Inter.
You support
Okay, the
Roma and
rivalry.
Fiorentina?
Yes, in these finals, yes, but not Inter. I just can stand them winning the
Yeah.
Champions League. Thank you, but no.
Yeah, I think Roma and Fiorentina are like nice clubs, you know, like simpage clubs. Like, yeah, okay, yay, go
I mean,
Roma.
there's a big rivalry even between Juventus and Fiorentina, but
Mhm.
I mean,
Yes. All right, guys. Okay, a bit of banter. Now let's go to the point.
One question before we start, because I think it's really interesting. It has nothing to do with the final. That's why I'm asking it now. But we all know that Gianni is a big Juve fan, and for now it doesn't seem like Juve is even reaching the Champions League finals, right?
Yes.
The Champions League group stage.
It's not even reaching the Europa League.
Yeah. How is the vibe?
Good question.
Um,
Remembering, just for those who don't know, there was a 15-point
Oh, yeah.
deduction. Then it got how do you say it?
Yeah,
Canceled
then
in
cancelled.
court, and then they got 10-point
10 points
deduction back.
deduction.
Yeah,
Yes.
and they
In the
lost
Italian
4-1 to
Championship.
Empoli.
Yes.
Empoli.
What-
I
what-
I
what a
watched the game.
You watch Empoli against you.
Yes, I watched the game and Juve was.
And did you see Allegri blaming it on the
Yeah.
court decision? I mean,
Yeah.
come on.
But like from what I heard, literally 5 minutes before they went out for the warm-ups, they got the news.
Yeah.
I know, but
And I think if you know, because it's not the player's fault. So I think, getting the 10-point reduction is on the board.
yes.
So I think if I was a player, I would also be like so frustrated and unhappy.
Yeah.
You can be focused in the right way if you got this kind of news 20 minutes before the game.
But anyways, I
starts.
think losing 1-0 or 2-1
Yeah.
after
Yeah,
this
that-
news, okay, before we went to Wembley?
Yeah, that's it. But it looks like we're gonna have like a big revolution this summer. There is the feeling that Allegri will resign, and a lot of players will be sold. Like I think Blauvish will be sold.
Might be. I saw Chiesa was also on the market, but I think this is really difficult.
There are some rumors that Rabiot is going to Manchester
United.
United or Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but he's a
Yeah.
free agent.
Yeah,
Rabiot.
the Di Maria will also go.
Yeah,
Huge
it's confirmed.
mistake.
He runs out of contract, right?
Yeah.
Paredes also runs out of contract, going back to PSG, and
Yes.
yeah, you gotta build a new
Yeah,
team.
there will be a huge revolution in Juve this summer, probably with a new manager, new teams, and see what will happen in the next years. I'm not so confident, but we'll see what will happen.
But maybe
For the best.
it's good now to have the revolution now to build up again and
Yes, that's it.
And,
The thing is that you need also to have a strong board to do
Yeah.
that, and Juve has not a strong
Yeah,
board right now.
that's
That's true. I like this. Now that since we're doing this roundup about our clubs, that any of them got to the finals, Luisa, Bayern Munich.
yeah,
Not
having
getting
a
the 11th
hard
Bundesliga.
time. I mean, you don't know yet. But no, but I already told Grégoire, like I'm 100% convinced that Dortmund is winning the title now, and it's deserved. Bayern is playing. I read a stat, if they would have played the same first round until Christmas, they would have been 10th now in the league.
Oh.
We are having a problem, but I think it's also. I mean, at one point, this era has to end. It's good for the league. I'm personally upset, but it's good for the league. I think Dortmund is just stronger this season, especially the second half of the season.
Yeah.
And it's also a good thing because there needs to be some changes in the summer too. Everyone knows that. And not only the board, also the players. Like Tuchel has nothing to do with it. The board has something to do with it, and it's on the players too. And you cannot lose 3-1 against Leipzig at home in such an important game. You can lose because we played an amazing, like not amazing, that's too much, but like we played a good first 25 minutes, and after that we just broke down, and there's no reason for that. And so I think there will be a lot of changes in the squad next season. And I'm really interested, not excited, but I'm really interested on who's gonna leave and who's gonna come. I heard some rumors about Alvarez, which would be great actually, but I don't know how we're gonna.
Colomwani also,
Yeah.
Harry Kane. You're searching for a number 9.
Yeah, we're searching for a 9, and I'm really hoping that we will. It will not happen, but I would be very happy if we would keep Cancelo, because I like him a lot, and I think he. I mean, if Benji leaves, Pavard leaves, Lucas is said to be leaving, which is very surprising. I had a conversation with Grégoire about that, because I don't know.
He's going to PSG, right?
Yes.
I mean, now I just read like 10 minutes before we started this. I read that that a very the biggest newspaper in Germany denied the fact that he has an agreement.
Fabrizio Romano too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just on
Yeah.
Just
Twitter.
before we start.
Yeah. So you don't know, but the fact that he's talking to other clubs is, in my point of view, very interesting, because he has been at Bayern since after the World Cup 2018, and he had an ACL turn. Or turn, and we still believed in him. He came back. He had another one, and we are still offering him a new contract, which has to do with the club's DNA and loyalty that we have for the players, and we just have that. We had that with Robin, we had that with Ribéry too, when they were injured a lot of times. And if you know the players are good and they are putting work in it. And I think it's so surprising that why is everyone so upset, because it's about salary. It's for a fact. And I think that's really sad, because if you go for the championships, I mean, if it would be a Premier League club, I would get it. Or if it's Real Madrid, I would get it. Or even maybe Barcelona. But I just don't understand it. I don't know how a player can choose PSG just because of the money he's receiving, because they are, I get it that they're planning, but it's just I just don't understand it. And then it's a club that paid you so much respect, is so loyal to you, and you choose to have talks. I just don't understand the fact, because I'm just
even as you said, joining Paris is from start, it's not weird, but it's really a bold move. but I think even more right now because the future of Paris
Yeah.
is so indecisive.
Yeah.
Every year they go for
will leave.
evolution and
Gachi
new
will leave
players.
this summer. We don't know who will be the next coach. We don't know if they will appoint someone who is already experienced or not. We talk about Thiago Motta. If Thiago Motta is the next coach, I don't know why a player like Lucas Hernandez that have everything you want at Bayern would go there. Like we don't know if it will work or not. So yeah, I'm really surprised if he really go there.
Since we jumped to France, Greg, Lille. I was expecting a bit more. I gotta tell you, I was expecting a bit more about Lille, but I think the French league this year was kind of surprising. You see Lens at second.
No, it's not surprising to be honest. From a French point of view, it's not really
I
surprising.
was
We
expecting
knew it
Marseille to
coming.
be the second. I was expecting them to have a good season, but not second. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
expecting Marseille or Monaco to be second, not Lens.
Monaco is so disappointing this season.
So
They're
disappointing.
so disappointing because they really have a good squad, and I really thought they would fight for the podium. Marseille, to be honest, with the Champions League going on and having really a heavy calendar from the start, we knew that it would be really tough for them. Even more with this new coach. I think Jenny, you know him because he was in Serie A, Igor Tudor. But
He will probably be next Juventus coach.
Really?
Yes.
The
okay,
speculation. He was at Fiorentina before,
no,
right?
Elas Veron.
Verona, that's
Yeah,
it.
and so when it was crazy because the first game he was appointed at Marseille, and the first game the whole Velodrome whistled at him and saying, get out, we don't want you in
Yes.
our club," because no one knew him. They didn't even let him a chance. But yeah, so to come back to Lille, I was expecting more too because Fonseca is like a hype coach,
Yes.
you know, like we know his style of play is always offensive. And I will not have a lot of friends saying this because like I have a lot of friends who are like Lille fan, and I'm almost the only one with this opinion, but I don't really like him at our club.
Ooh.
I'm
Okay.
don't because I think like he really underachieved, and one of his main problem is that is like Bielsa, and Bielsa is like the worst nightmare for every Lille fan. He almost got us relegated, and he has the same principle. Yeah, but it's true. He has the same principle. Like it's always attack, and the number of points we dropped this season because of this. We was leading 3-2 at Parc des Princes against Paris. At the 85 minutes, he made 2 subs, 2 forward.
Yes.
We lost 4-3.
I saw that game.
Oh,
He
yeah.
he subs
Was
out.
it with the Messi goal?
Yeah,
in the
with
end?
the
yeah,
last
yeah,
goal.
yeah.
I was
he
suffering.
did get out the defensive midfielder and the center back to let 2 forward, and we conceded 2 goals like 3 minutes after. And I was so mad. And there was another thing against Lyon at home. We're leading 3-1 at the 88th minute, and again we conceded 2 in the
Yes.
last minute. And I think if you just had this point, we'll be like in contest for the 3rd spot, and we need this money right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, still
You're
disappointing, but the future is
Aiming
bright.
for Conference League,
Europa League.
Europa League.
Yeah, the 4. Because this weekend we are like, I think we are 2 points behind Monaco.
It's 2 games left?
Yep.
Okay.
We are 2 points behind Monaco, and Monaco is facing Rennes this weekend. So it's the 4 against the 6,
Oh,
and we are
yes.
5. So if we win, we'll be 4. And the last 2 games are really easy for us. It's against Nantes, that are the first club relegated for now, and against Troyes, who is already down.
Well, for Real Madrid, I mean, we all saw the situation, but I'm really hopeful for next season. We already have Fran Garcia as a left back, so which played a really good season at Rayo Vallecano.
Yes.
And so I think the problems will be solved because Mendy will stay. I think
Will Vini
Ancelotti.
stay?
Huh?
Will Vini stay?
Vini will stay. For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, I think he'll stay. Ancelotti guaranteed that Mendy would stay on the last press conference, and I think he's a good backup, left back for Fran Garcia. So yeah, I saw the Real Madrid is looking for Robertson from Liverpool. Did you
Really?
see that?
Who?
Robertson.
Really?
Yes.
Huh?
I was like, why?
No.
You know,
No, they didn't.
they
do
already
that.
have Fran Garcia, they already have Mendy, and they have Camavinga who can play as a left
And
back.
for
So
me, Camavinga is better at left back. Really, I
Yes.
really think that because I know that with the arrival of Fran Garcia and Mendy back from injury, he will come back at the midfield. But I really think that he's better at left back.
But
And
he
that
said that
should-
he doesn't want to play
Yeah,
Doesn't
left
like-
back
yeah,
anymore.
he doesn't like it, but he's so good. Like,
I think it's very interesting that a 20-year-old can say that.
yeah.
Has personality.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Now let's go back to the UCL final. We have Manchester City versus Inter Milan. We're gonna try to do half and speak on both clubs. Go full on it. Yeah,
Just have one quick question because you asked Gianni earlier, but who do you support for the final?
for the
Like-
finals.
Like, if you have like to choose one team, who would it be? I know that you're not a supporter for either of the team, and it's not like against a rival team like Gianni, but
bro.
who do you play?
The thing is, like, I'm a really Juve fan also. The
Okay,
two
yeah.
the two clubs I really like in Europe are Juve and Real Madrid, and I cannot stress this enough. I support Botafogo only, but I like Real Madrid and Juve also. Really like them. But bro, I cannot see myself supporting Manchester City, man. I just can't.
Me neither. I will support Man City only for one game and that's it.
No, not even for one game. I just can't. I think I like clubs with history, and I'm going with Inter.
Yes. Preach.
So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting season because we're talking about two teams that are pretty different in between themselves. We see a Manchester City that has been going through a really long period project that now came to its maximum, which is winning the Champions League. Their maximum goal since they were acquired was to win the Champions League. And now I think, as we said it on a lot of episodes, that this Manchester City is probably the one that is closest to winning the Champions League because it has a really mature squad. The players already knew the way to handle big games. They have key players. Bernardo Silva is playing probably his best career ever. Kevin De Bruyne is having an amazing. Bernardo Silva is playing probably his best season ever. Kevin
He's
De
a
Bruyne is
clutch
having an
player.
amazing. Bernardo is a clutch player.
De Bruyne
Bernardo is
is
a
a clutch
clutch player. De Bruyne, I have my thoughts, but he's having an amazing season. You have Haaland, who there's nothing
Yeah,
I need
no
to
word.
say about
Yeah.
Haaland, you know.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, we have a total underdog, 100% underdog. I think the word to describe this Inter squad is underdog.
Yes.
They aren't that good in the Italian league. They had a, we don't like to say there are no easy games in the Champions League, but they had an easier path to the finals. We didn't even think they would make to the finals. On the quarterfinals, we thought they will get beaten by Benfica. On the
Every time.
semifinals, we thought they were going to get beat by Milan, and now they reached the finals. So they're clearly underdogs, and you can see there's just two different teams, and it's like a clear favorite and a clear underdog, and that's why I don't think this final is going to be boring, because I think Inter is going to go top. You know, is going to go give their maximum to try to win it.
Imagine if they win it. It
Bro.
would be so weird, no? Because
Please.
that's what you would like, just trying to say what you said. It's no one thinks, I mean, not no one, but the majority thinks that this will be an easy win
Yes.
for City, which I also don't predict. But still, I can't wrap my mind around the fact that if they would win it.
Yeah.
It would be so weird. Like, it would make sense.
I think weird is the word. It's not even surprising. It's weird.
yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Nobody expects Inter to win, and I'm not like downgrading the Inter. You know, I have a lot of respect for Inter, but I think everyone can agree on us
Yeah,
on that.
yeah.
You know.
I swear, City shock another final, then it's over. Like their reputation will be like the one of PSG.
Yes.
Just shock our
That's
team.
it.
Yeah, but it's so, I think it's so interesting because what you just said with the fact that that Inter had like the easier path and stuff, we all agreed on that already, I think. But the fact that I think everyone against City this season is the underdog. Even Real Madrid was the underdog. You know what I mean? Like not in the mind of the Real Madrid supporters or the people who held it
Yes.
with Real Madrid, but everyone who would have gone to the final against City would have been the underdog. And I think last episode you or Danny, I just remember looking to the right, said that you think that this is a good thing for Inter Milan, and I think that because then I was like, yeah, but still no. But I thought about it, like for the last week, and I was like, yeah, maybe it's too easy for City and it's too hard for Inter.
Yes.
So if they would, I think if they are able to score I think if they concede the first goal, it's over. I don't think that they would have a comeback.
Psychologically, you know, like
Yeah, but if they would
mind-wise,
score the
yes.
first goal, they're gonna. They might have, but yeah, I just don't see them even scoring. To be honest.
Guys, I just want to make a quick reminder that we say easy path to the final, but the group stage wasn't that easy for Inter.
Yeah, the group of death.
If you guys
Yeah,
remember, it
Barcelona,
was
Bayern,
Bayern,
yes.
Barcelona, and our
Victoria.
beloved Victoria.
Put
Pilsen.
respect on Pilsen. Put some respect on
Put some
them.
respect, 0 points on the group stage. But and Inter was about to go to Europa League
Yeah.
because they were with 10 points and
Yeah.
Barcelona with 7.
Yeah.
So I mean, they almost went to Europa League, and they weren't. I mean, they were the underdogs on the group stage because everyone thought Bayern and Barcelona would go through, and they got through. They are the underdogs at the final. You know? And if you, as I said before, they were the underdogs against Porto. I thought Porto would go through. They were the underdogs against Benfica. They were the underdogs against Milan. So what you said, I think it's good for them. It's like the David and Goliath tale,
Yeah.
you know, like the human killing the giant.
When you think about it, it's even crazier that they have the easy path while they finish second.
Yes.
Yeah. If we.
Crazy when you think about it.
No, this
I'm
was
sorry for Bayern.
this was a shame. No, I'm being so honest. It's a shame.
All because what happened
Fact.
in the group with Juve, that Benfica won that group,
Yes.
and then PSG faced Bayern. And
It's a shame. But we're gonna be second this year in the table in the Bundesliga to face Barcelona next season again.
Imagine, bro,
Yeah.
the scenes.
That was all planned. They want to have their yearly humiliation.
Yearly
you know?
match. Yeah.
But
Okay,
the
whatever.
one question I have for you guys is about the group stage of Manchester City also, because in my opinion it wasn't such an easy group. They had Dortmund, pretty fair to say it's a hard, tough club, and Sevilla and Copenhagen, but
No.
I think you cannot compare.
Yeah.
You
No,
cannot compare.
You cannot compare, but I think it was a difficult group too because Sevilla is a strong team. But
Yeah,
it seems
but-
like Sevilla is faded, is made for the Europa League. They're
Yeah.
in the finals again.
Yeah, but there's another thing
Sorry,
is that
I'm sorry.
at this moment of the season, Sevilla was really, really, really bad. Like,
Yes.
they were. It was,
they were like 15 in
yeah,
the
yeah. They was
Relegation
even
zone.
in the dropout zone, and
Yeah.
they had their old coach. I don't remember the name. Sorry, but,
Mendilibar.
like, hmm?
Mendilibar.
It's the new one. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sampaoli
the old
was
one.
the
Sampaoli.
Sampaoli.
Sampaoli,
And
yeah.
before Sampaoli there was Lopetegui.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's in Brazil now, Sampaoli.
Huh?
He's in Brazil.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Coach
So,
How's he
Flamengo.
called?
Sampaoli.
Sampaoli?
Jorge Sampaoli.
Jorge
Yeah.
Sampaoli.
Like the club, the German club. San
Sam-
Pauli.
No, no.
The spell is different. It's like this. Look,
San Paoli.
SAM.
Like you
Like
know.
Paola.
Yeah, Paola, but with
Ah.
With the I at the end.
Oh, okay, that's completely different. Okay, whatever.
And so yeah, at this moment of the season, they were really bad. So I don't think it was a tough opponent. And for Dortmund, I think you will know better than me. But don't remember them being that strong at this moment of the season. You know, I just have the feeling that Dortmund made a comeback
At
in
the
the second
second
part.
part
Yeah,
of
in
the
the second part of
season,
the season. In the
yes.
second part
Yes.
of the season, they really like
And
clinical.
against Chelsea in the first game, they were pretty good too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the
but-
second
And
game they
if,
really
if you
close.
think about it, it's been the same also about Barcelona at the beginning of the season. Barcelona was
Yeah.
not
was
that
struggling.
good.
Yeah, it's true.
I think Dortmund at this stage of the season, at the first part, were even fifth at the
Yeah, but-
Bundesliga because it
yeah.
was Union Berlin, Bayern,
Yes,
and
Freiburg.
Leipzig and Freiburg.
Yes, yes.
Were like amazing teams.
Yeah, but-
Dortmund's out of the title race.
Yeah, but not everyone, but most of the people knew that they will
Yeah,
finish
fade.
second at least
Like every
or
season.
first.
But I mean, it wasn't okay.
Yeah.
I can agree with you
Yeah.
that it wasn't such a hard group, but they finished 14 goals and 2 conceded.
Mhm.
2 goals conceded on the group stage. I mean, this is ridiculous. This team is Manchester City is amazing. we keep saying about their attack, because of course, if you look at the knockout stages after, Leipzig 8-1 on the aggregate, Bayern 4-1 on the aggregate, Real Madrid 5-1 on the aggregate. We keep talking about their attack, but their defense is amazing.
How could you? No, I'm still so surprised that Akanji went to City and is having like one of the.
Yeah,
This
the
is of
season
his life.
Yeah.
yes.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. I can't believe it.
Stones is playing
Yeah.
as a defensive midfielder
Yeah.
and is
He's
having
really
the
good.
season of his life.
Yeah.
Guardiola is playing without fullbacks, and Manchester City are having the season of his life. I mean, it's just things that happen under Guardiola.
Yeah.
It's also a good question.
Guardiola's masterclass. There's nothing else to say.
Guardiola's masterclass, but he failed to win the Champions League with Bayern,
Yes.
and he failed so far to win the Champions League with
Man
Manchester City. He has the
Yeah.
another chance now. What do you guys think about it?
He will win it.
I agree.
He will.
No brainer. He will
No
win it.
brainer.
Or,
He will.
or at
I
least
really think-
I hope for my mental health.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think he's gonna win.
Because like even the squad didn't even change a lot since the one that faced Chelsea 2 years ago. And they have this feeling of revenge, you know. They lose it once and they want to win it. And there's some players in this team that is probably the last time in their career that they can win it. Like players like Bernardo Silva is about to leave and we don't know where he will be next. But
Gundogan. Yeah.
yeah, Gundogan,
Gundogan
even
also,
De
yeah.
Bruyne maybe.
But there are some rules that if Man City wins the Champions League, Gundogan will extend his contract for another year with Man City.
But I think it's not.
No.
It's not on him.
I don't
I
know.
I
hope
think
not.
City does not
I
want
don't
to.
know.
Yes,
Right?
I remembered only
He's
that I read this news.
Link it with Arsenal. I will take him there now. I want him. We had Zinchenko and Jesus. No, I want Gundogan.
Yeah. Yeah. He's a good player.
Something also that I wanted to talk about with you guys is particularly this thing about the squad, because we have a lot of good players at the Manchester City squad, of course, but a lot of them are or above 30 or getting there. It's an aging squad. We've been talking about maturity for a long time now, that this Manchester City squad is the most mature to secure the Champions League trophy. But is it their last chance, as you said, Greg? Do you think I guess it might be? Because Gundogan is 34, I think, or 32, something like that.
Yeah.
De Bruyne is 30, 31. Bernardo Silva is 30. You have a lot of players that are aging, you know?
You know, I think at one point even I really dislike City and I don't like the structure of the club. I think that the generation deserves the Champions League trophy. They
That's
really
a good
deserve
point.
it. They brought so much fun and enjoyment to the Champions League in the last seasons. The enjoyment that they went through or did win the final was also there. but still they really shaped the Champions League in the last season. So I think it's every player there deserves to hold the trophy, except Kyle Walker. I hate him. but yeah, no. But I think they just deserve it, and I think that if they win it, there needs to be a change, because then that's what they were trying to achieve, and yeah, yeah.
I think they will they will do this change, but not the Chelsea way, you know. They will
Yeah.
not like bring 10 players
No.
in a window. Like they start with it last season with Aaron, and I think they will just do like this. Like you bring one star player each summer at one key position. You know, like maybe this summer it will be a 10 or a midfield, and then they will try to get. To keep this team all together, to not have a really big change at once, you know.
But I think that if Guardiola is not winning the final, and I love Guardiola, there needs to be a discussion around him, because
Yeah.
I mean he has the budget no one else has, and he had the time there.
Yes.
He's been there for some seasons now.
That's his squad.
Yeah, it's
That's
it's
Guardiola's
literally
squad, you
his
know?
squad. It's what he chose, and
Yes.
if they're not able to win the final now, I in my opinion, there needs to be at least a discussion.
Yes, because as I said, it's their peak. Their main objective is to win the Champions League. This season they have the most chances. They're the closest to winning. So I agree with you. If he doesn't win this time, which I think is really, really not likely to happen, then there need to be at least a conversation with Guardiola to listen.
Yes.
What more can we offer you? What more can we do for you? You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think they're gonna let it go. You know, they're gonna let it sleep. I think that even Guardiola wants it so bad to prove his point.
Yeah.
Not that he needs to prove his point because he's already a really successful manager, you know. But there's always this thing like Guardiola only won the Champions League with Messi, only won the Champions League with Barcelona. He's one of the arguably the best coach in history, but he failed to win the Champions League without Messi, you know. So I think he wants also to prove this point to himself, like I can do it, and to the media and to everyone, like listen, I can do it without the players. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. But honestly, I think we will win, and the debate will come to an end in 10 days in Istanbul, and that's it.
I mean, they might have to have a discussion with Guardiola at the end of the season, but I think you still have to put some context and respect on what he did in the Premier League, because like 5 titles in the like 6 seasons in the toughest league in the world. Yes, he failed in the Champions League, but I still think it's amazing what he has done.
No, domestically,
Definitely no, and I think that there is no better coach, and he proves it in the Premier League right now to be constantly that insane with the team.
Because the club has also a lot of
But
budget.
that's not the discussion about him. You know, it's about those games, and I also think, which is also a very interesting part, which has no place here, but I think that the Premier League also has to think about how they can move on, because for them it's also very unattractive that City is winning that many titles. It's still the most attractive games. There's no doubt about it. But I also think it's pretty interesting on how the Premier League fans are trashing like France or Germany for the fact that the winners repeat and repeat and repeat, which is absolutely true. But still, like City is also not a
it's every season. And you have teams like Chelsea who have a lot of money but not a good squad. You have Newcastle who has a lot of money, but they're still building their squad.
But they will be in the Champions League next season.
Yeah, they're growing. Since the appointment of it, they almost got relegated.
Yes.
And they appointed Eddie Howe, who had a really good job at Bournemouth for a couple of seasons. He led the team for the 4th division to the 1st, so he's a really good, skillful coach.
Is the rumor true with Neymar and Newcastle?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
I heard the rumors about Neymar and United.
I heard a lot of
Yes,
rumors about
but
Neymar.
I mean, Neymar will only go to the Premier League, and I think
But
Newcastle
he is.
will be the
Does
star
he
player,
fit the Premier League?
I don't hear.
I don't
even
think
know,
so.
but
He will
I-
get like.
Yeah, but I just know that for him,
And they will get injured
there's a
every 2
salary,
minutes.
and there's casino, and there's nightclub, so everything
Yes.
is fine for him.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, nightclub in Newcastle, I don't know, but...
now he's a married man now. He has a child.
sorry.
He's not
Remember
married
that.
though.
Nah, he's not married. But he have a child. But anyways, coming back to the UCL. I think that coming back to the Premier League, I think that those clubs are going to push Manchester City to be more than they already are, because I think they're comfortable, you know.
No sleep on Arsenal too.
Arsenal also.
But that's true, you know, there's a project that are going on. And
I was talking about the money, but sure.
But
Arsenal and
this
Liverpool
summer
go
will
on
be
the
really important.
Yes.
For them.
And to keep up with Arteta is also really important.
Yeah.
Really.
But the
important.
Big Six is at his peak, because you said that Chelsea don't have a good squad, but for me they have one of the best squad in the league. They just don't have the coach, and I think with Pochettino maybe they will be back.
No, but I don't agree with the Chelsea squad, because for me they have good players, but the squad doesn't make sense.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
it.
that's too much
It's,
players.
it doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know who thought about so many different. It seems like it's, you know, the game with the Oh, what is the name of the?
Just describe the game.
No, because you throw a thing and then you have a number from 1 to 6. What is the name?
Darts? No,
No.
That's the one.
What
you
is
know.
what is the name? Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yes.
No, I don't.
The hexagon. The little cube.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
cube.
throw in.
You throw a cube.
And
1
with
to
the
6.
numbers. How do you say it in English?
I have no idea.
Yeah, but whatever.
Not a
Yeah, but we
single
know.
English native speaker.
No
bro.
way.
But you know what I mean, right?
Yes,
yes.
So you know what I mean. And I don't know if it's a saying in English too, but in Germany you say it's like throwing the cube just randomly.
Yes.
So everything is like put together. just-
Dice. Rolling the
Di-
dice.
Yeah!
Oh yes.
Thank you.
It's not that hard actually. Yeah, like the dice. Yeah. So it's like really, it just doesn't make sense in my eyes.
Guys, to wrap up, let's go back to the UCL a bit. Manchester City Inter, what do you think about the final? I mean,
You mean
how do you
score?
think it's gonna be sports wise? A little prediction.
3-0 City.
No, not the score, not only the score line, but the game.
Yeah, but the 3-0 just
Says a lot,
describes
yeah.
the game pretty much.
Says a lot.
Yeah, I think there will be 2 goals in the first half and 1 in the second half.
That's precise.
And
And a red card, the 83rd minute.
He did it for Napoli.
And I got it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I expect a game. Well, Man City will attack since the first minute, and Inter will play his best Catenaccio, and we still concede some goals.
You know what? That's why I think we won't have another Liverpool Tottenham, because at least City's gonna attack.
Yeah.
Liverpool Tottenham,
Yeah.
both teams weren't attacking. They were
Yeah.
like, okay, let's
No, but I
see what
think
you're gonna do. Let's see
The
what you're gonna
problem
do.
with Liverpool Tottenham is that Liverpool scored really early in the game, and
Yes.
then they just rocked.
Yeah, it was like
This is
4th
right.
minute or
Yes,
something, right?
yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, with a penalty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like hope
Salah
for-
scored, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they just rocked everything, and then Tottenham is shit, so
Yeah.
they can't attack. So
Yes, but
But
You
I
still
think
have
that
nothing to do
but
in
I
the
still
final.
think that Tottenham was kind of afraid. You know, like if I attack too much,
Yeah.
Liverpool's gonna counter attack,
Yeah.
and then I'm
Yes.
screwed. And I think on this final, Manchester City is gonna be all out to attack. But I think Inter has a really strong defense.
But I
A
think
really
the
strong
game is
defense.
going to be
Yes.
very similar to the first game between AC Milan and Inter Milan. Because you remember they were like rolled over by Inter,
Yeah.
and I think
Yes.
it's going to be pretty similar.
Yes. Well, I expect a really enthusiastic and energetic final because I think that Manchester City is gonna go all out to attack. I mean, this is a no-brainer. I think we all can agree on that. The Manchester City is gonna go all out to attack, but I think Inter has a really strong case with their defense. They have really experienced players like Mkhitaryan, like Checo. They can say, okay, calm down. We have this. We need to keep our strategy, and we can do this. You know. And also, they have André Onana, who is making an amazing season. He's having an amazing season. So I think Inter has a chance. I do think Inter has a chance. I think they're gonna bet on the counterattacks, but it's hard, man. It's hard. I don't want to say about the scoreline. I'll leave it to the next episode. We still have a week left before the big final. So
I have a question for you about Inter because probably Skriniar will be back for the final, or at least he will be fit for the final. But as you might know, the 3 defender for Inter has been Bastoni, Darmian, and the Acerbi. And as we all know, Skriniar has been sold to. He's going to PSG. Do you think that he will play or that he deserves to
Nope.
play?
I don't think he's playing.
Me neither.
I
Not
don't
to,
think he's playing.
he don't deserve and he will not play. No, but it's true. Like, I mean, Inter.
Winter is coming.
Yes.
Winter is gone, bro. It's hot as fuck.
Yeah, but Inter, they won without him. So what? So why would they put him like right now in the most important game of the season? It's a
And
race.
with their
And it's
defense
not,
working.
without fitness, without
But,
everything.
because you know that he is your best defender.
He
Yeah, but
is,
you
but
don't know. You don't know. Like he didn't have the game to prove himself.
Yes, that's
since
it.
his injury. Imagine if he's shit and just don't have like, I don't know, the mental or just the determination. You know.
But you know what's so sad about things like this? No matter if he will play or not, when they lose at least one person will say, yeah, but if he
Yeah.
had played, or
Yes.
if he
It's
had
gonna-
played.
it would be better.
And that's
yeah.
like so, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
and
but-
it's always like
And it's the
this.
same if he play and they lose, they will say, yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
didn't
that's-
decide
yeah,
to play.
that's
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
really the thing.
But I don't think he should play. It was a really problem when he signed for PSG because there was all the polemics like should he play if he's like not he doesn't have his head on the club anymore. He's thinking about the other club, and he got injured.
He played this first game after that news and he got sent off after like
Yeah.
20 minutes.
And then he got injured, and I think Inter found their defensive balance without
Yeah.
him.
They made it there without him.
That's it. So I
But
think
it's a good
squeezing him
option.
in is-
Imagine if someone gets injured in a final. You never know what happens.
Or
Bro.
just you win at the 80 minutes
Yes,
to put him.
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So he's still an option, but
Yeah.
I also wouldn't like start him.
No, start not. If Inter is winning on the 9th minute and you have to pack to park
But
the
I-
bus, you know.
But I
put
also
him-
think it's not. It's in a final. You cannot say he's not deserving it because in a final you need to put your head away from the fact because he will be motivated anyways. Like
Yeah.
even if he's still a professional player. Everyone here, like not here but there, is like professional athletes, and they can turn their mind off the fact that they are leaving the club or going somewhere
Yes.
else. But I think in the final, it would be the dumbest thing if he's fit and he's better than the rest, and you would say no just because he's not deserving it. That would be just dumb.
I don't know if you guys remember. Johnny will probably remember it. I think it was in 2018 or 19. De Vrij was in Lazio,
Yes.
and he had already an agreement to play at
Yes.
Inter.
And
the final game was Lazio
the last match
Inter.
today was Lazio Inter, and it was crucial for who was going to the Champions League.
That's
and,
it.
And actually, De Vrij considered a penalty.
Considered a penalty.
to Inter.
Oh.
And he cried after the game.
Yes.
He was
Right.
really bad. Yeah.
Yes.
He cried a lot because he knew he was getting like backlashed with people saying,
Yeah, and
nah, it was your fault. You made this because you know you're going to Inter, so you want to be at the Champions League. And he cried a lot. I think later, a couple of days after the game, he even sent a message to the Lazio fans
Yes.
saying like, no, I don't. I love the club. I didn't do this on purpose.
yeah, and it's
So,
also
I mean,
the heart is still there. You know, it's
Yes,
you still played for some time there. You still have a connection with the club, and even if you don't, it's like your work, you know. and everyone has to be. We've seen it with a lot of managers too that are already known that they will change the club or whatever, and. I mean, it's in football. It's pretty obvious, pretty fast if you do something on purpose.
Yes.
So, yeah, I think you need to put that aside for a final. You could do this if the season is decided in the league, but not in a Champions League final. That would be dumb.
All right, guys. Any final comments on the Champions League final?
Yeah, you need to do your score lines.
Oh,
I had mine.
we still have 1 week. You want to wait or do it now?
2-0 for City. I'll do it now.
Okay, 2-1.
2-0.
2-0.
Yeah.
Okay, so Greg 2-0. Luisa has a 3-0.
I mean, for example, if in 1 week De Bruyne, Haaland, and
Yeah.
Silva would get
Yeah.
injured, I will
Then we
yeah,
change.
sure.
Yeah.
change
sure.
it. But for now, between hope and reality.
What you think, not what you want.
That's it.
3-1 City.
3-1 City.
Okay.
Okay.
And you?
4-0 City.
4-0.
Oh.
For real.
Yeah, energetic. It's not done.
Yeah, I think my prediction, Alan will score at the 12th minute, and then Lukaku will equalize at the 42nd.
No, I mean, I do think Inter has a chance. I do
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah,
they
4-0.
do. If they score first or anything, but guys, look at it.
What a chance!
14 goals conceding, 2 goals in the group stage, 8-1 against Leipzig, 4-1 against Bayern, 5-1 against Real Madrid. I mean, 4-0.
And
I
how
think they
many
have a
from
chance, but
Arnold?
4-0. I don't want this to happen, but 4-0.
Yeah, I also don't want this to happen, but
I want this to happen.
it is what it is. And you are only supporting City because this is your tip. Like
Because
your
what?
Oh, the bet.
No, not even. It's because of Guardiola. I told you.
Yeah.
Just because.
I just got it in my head and you were lying about that.
I already have my money saved for Greg, for the prediction.
I want to understand this
But
because
like-
I think I'm close,
Yeah,
Bro,
but it's not over, right?
Not over, we have the final.
and
Yeah, but the final is
I think I'm
Liverpool or
close.
not?
Huh?
The final is double point or not?
Double point because it's only one game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, what's the? Yeah, do you know the standing or not? No.
Bro, I did my computer broke, so I couldn't do the art, but I did it. I think you were on top by like 5 points or something like that.
Okay, but there's still a chance.
Yeah, there's a chance. But
I'm waiting.
I mean, not for me.
You're both out.
If I'm out, I'm
You're
way out.
I'm far out.
Yeah, no.
Way
I
out.
didn't even start.
It is just me and you, Greg.
Okay.
Alright, guys, the prediction game will be posted. I
But-
had my computer broke, but yeah.
You know what? Normally, they say that people that are, I mean, I know it's not the fact for you, but that people that are not really known in football are good in those bet games. And the ones that know something are really bad. So we're pretty
Yeah.
good about
Only
fine.
excuses from the losers.
Oh, boy! With this, we close. Alright, see you next week,
And
guys.
that's why Jenny will not be there next week.
because I will be killed by Luis and Danny in the next 2 minutes.
because you jumped from the Gran Via building.
Jesus!
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye bye, guys. See you next week.
Bye.